So if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you might be going through some changes, things that are shifting for you, and you might not be quite sure what is going on. I am creating a series, and this is the first video, and I want to create a series really to get you back to reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with the women that you are, that you might have forgotten over all the years and decades of just your life. So I want to introduce this series to you, and just because some of you might have outgrown some of the roles that you've done for the last, your whole entire life, whether that be the good girl, the pleasant one, the nice one, the one that kind of people pleased and took care of everybody else's needs before their own. And now you're kind of at a little bit of a crossroads, and something just doesn't feel right. You're almost in that liminal space of your old life doesn't feel right, but you haven't really stepped into the new one yet. And it's a little bit confusing. You kind of feel this void and you're just not sure where you're going. Well, if that sounds familiar to you, hello, my name's Krista, and I want to create a series kind of for that woman who feels the changes within themselves and wants a little bit of direction, a little guidance, maybe a little bit of personal experience from me, because I've been there too, and I know how disorienting it can feel, how confusing and very lonely as well too. So I'm hoping by creating this series that you will understand a little bit more about yourself and know that where you are is perfectly fine. It's actually great wherever you are right now, and you might not kind of get that connection yet, but with time you will slowly understand as well too. So I find sometimes a lot of women might feel like they're just not where they're supposed to be. They're kind of in this limbo space, and they feel like they're not really kind of sure where they're going. They might feel stuck. That's kind of a common word. I feel stuck. I don't really know where I'm going. And I just want to assure you that where you are is perfect. It might sound a little cliche, but it really is. And it's kind of pointed you in the new direction, but you almost need a little bit of that space, that little bit of quietness to kind of understand where you're going as well too. But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. I want to assure you from the bottom of my heart, there's nothing to fix. You haven't done anything wrong. You are just on the path, and that is okay as well too. So just make sure you kind of remember that as well too. And I know it can be a little bit confusing. It's not something you can actually Google. Like it's sometimes we might look to Google for answering our questions, but this is something a little bit deeper, a little bit more profound, and a little bit more confusing as well too. So sometimes when we get to a certain point in our life, things just start to shift. And like I said before, we start to outgrow some of our old identities. We're not quite sure where we're going, but this does not feel right. And you start to question things. You kind of find yourself pondering things you've never discussed with anybody maybe, or questions that are come up in your mind where you may not have the answers yet. And this desire to kind of grow, expand, evolve, you feel it. You feel it kind of in the bottom of your heart and your body, but it's still a little bit confusing. And like I said before, sometimes you kind of need that change. And sometimes you start to outgrow your own patterns, things you've done for years. You may outgrow the people in your life even. Some of those people might be very close to you. You might start to outgrow your friend group and people that you've spent a long time with as well too. You might start to outgrow environments that once kind of filled you up and lit you up, and suddenly they just don't feel right. And you start to kind of think, well, kind of what's going on with me? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, why is this happening? And again, I want to assure you, there's nothing wrong with that at all. It just points to a little bit of your growth, your evolution as well too, and you're on the path as well too. And it's just showing you an opportunity. It's showing you a step in your journey. It's showing you the little breadcrumbs that are guiding you from one thing to the next. And you may have noticed this as well too, how sometimes you start to notice these little synchronicities, these little steps, and they all kind of start to join together. In hindsight, sometimes you don't see it when you're in the moment, But if you look back over the last few months, maybe few years, just you start to see those little breadcrumbs that are guiding you towards your path. And when you start to see that, it is quite awesome. It's really cool. And because you see that you're always being guided. Whether you really kind of understood that before or not, I didn't at first. I kind of just didn't really think about it at all. I didn't question it. I didn't even look at it. I didn't even think to. But now I can see the little steps, the little breadcrumbs, and how everything was perfectly designed for me along my journey as well too. I kind of sometimes become in awe of the whole journey, all the little steps. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of in awe of it all because it was perfect, and everything kind of came in at the right time, even when I didn't understand it, even when I thought this is a little crazy. I've never explored this before. I've never done this. This doesn't make sense. But again, in my heart, in my body, it felt right. And that's what started to lead me down this road as well too. If it felt just good, I went with it, even if nobody else was doing it, even if nobody was talking about this. I listened to that little voice inside of me, which we all have. And that's what led me. That's what kind of led me down to where I am right now. I just followed the breadcrumbs of what felt right for me, what I knew to be true for me, and just kind of trusted when I didn't even know what I was trusting, to be perfectly honest. So again, that is just, if you're feeling that as well too, sometimes it's nice to hear that from somebody else as well too. So even if you don't know where it's going, just trust the process as well too. So like I said, I've been doing the path for a little while now, and I am kind of in awe of where it's taken me and where I am now too. So again, I want to reassure you that there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need fixing. There's nothing wrong with you. You were born worthy. Nothing has changed. Be mindful of sometimes the environment that we're in, thinking that we need this next course, we need this person to fix us or to change us. No, you don't. You need to start to kind of let go some of that conditioning, some of that armor that's been placed on us as we've grown up as well too. It's almost like an onion. It's starting to kind of peel back the onion and let go of some of this conditioning, this programming, this way of being that we have to be in order to survive this world as well too. But it's really just kind of, there's nothing wrong with you. Okay, so I know it's just kind of propagated along, but really just, if you remember that, there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing fixed. It's really just coming back to yourself, coming back to who you were before all that started to exist, and kind of returning to yourself really is what it is. It's just getting to know the deeper layers of yourself, looking at yourself again that you maybe have never done before because you just didn't kind of question it. You just believed, well, this is just who I am. This is my identity. And I used to think that about myself as well too. I just thought this is who I am since I was little. And then when you start to kind of go under the covers and you start to look at things a little bit differently, you start to see that you've adapted to specific environments, and you kind of had to wear some of this protective armor on us just to kind of be able to kind of live a life as well too, to stay pleasant, to be good. You might have taken on some of this conditioning, and once you start this journey, you start to see that a little bit more clearly, how you've just taken this on, but it's not really at the core of who you are. So again, it's just kind of reminding yourself about that as well too. And again, this process it's a quiet journey. It's not loud, it's not chaotic. It's really it's a quiet coming home to yourself, and it's a very gradual process. But again, in retrospect, in hindsight, you can kind of see the process. Sometimes you don't think anything's happening in the moment. You don't feel like you're changing. You don't feel like you're growing. And then all it takes is one little situation to occur, and you change a little bit. Your response might be a little bit different than it was in the past. And then you start to see, oh, you know what? I handled that situation, or I handled that person, or I handled whatever is coming up in your life to show you, I handled that differently than I might have 6 months ago or a year ago. And that's when you start to see your growth and how you are starting to change as well too. And it is really cool. So even when you think nothing's happening, it is underneath the surface. It takes time to kind of be able to show that in your external environment. All the changes happen internally first before they present themselves in the external. So even when you think it's like a cocoon and a butterfly, when it goes into a cocoon, you don't think much is happening, but there are huge changes that are happening as well too. So just remember that as well too. And again, just a reminder, you're not lost, you are in transition. This is perfect. And really it's just kind of a coming home to yourself as well too. There's a lot of deep intelligence and like I said before, stuff beneath the surface that you can't even understand at this point too. So just a reminder about that as well too. So in this series, I want to really kind of share ways to connect back to yourself as well too, because I think that's so important. We've been programmed to kind of lose some of that disconnection as well too, to discount it, think it's a little crazy, not trust in it. And I really want to show you that's not the case at all too. You are an amazing creation, and you know more than you think you do. It's just sometimes that connection's been severed a little bit, but when you start to come back to who you are, that intelligence returns as well too. So we're going to talk about getting connected to your body as well too, because your body has a lot of information, a lot of intelligence, and to start to recognize some of those symptoms, but also those sensations you feel, those emotions that are coming up as well too. They are clear communication, and they're guiding you as well too. So we're going to reconnect to our body. We are going to reconnect to our intuition as well too, and really start to unlearn kind of who we've been taught to be and who we've just kind of thought ourselves to be as well too. Kind of getting clear on that as well too. And you know what? You're on the path. If you're watching this video and you're still here, you are on the path, and congratulate yourself for kind of being aware and observant enough to kind of recognize that you're on the path, because it's easier to disconnect. It's easier to distract with everything that's around us. It takes a certain level of kind of wisdom that's within you to recognize there is another way. And I want you to congratulate yourself for feeling this way as well too. So you're not lost. You're coming back to yourself, and that is the process. So anyway, this is the first video of the series I want to do. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, as I guess the algorithm says, to kind of play some of these games, and also subscribe for more videos as well too. And once again, I thank you for being here. I thank you for investing your time and your energy to be able to examine some of these topics as well too, and to really come back to yourself as well too, because it is such a worthy experience and journey, and one you will never regret. So, excuse me, I wish you all a lovely day. Bye for now.